Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be explaining about types of molding sand. From previous video, we are already known to the molding sand. So in this video, I will describe the different types of molding sand. So in this figure, we can see this is the molding box, and the molding box is fully filled with the molding sand, and by the help of the molding sand we have created the cavity and we have filled the molten metal into the cavity. So depending on the composition of the molding sand are classified in different types, but in this video I will discuss about 10 important types of molding sand. Those are green sand, dry sand, loam sand, facing sand, backing sand, blacking sand, system sand, parting sand, core sand and oil sand. So let's now discuss these 10 types of molding sand in detail. The first one is green sand. So green sand is the mixture of silica sand or only sand, clay that is called bentonite and water. These three mixture created the sand green sand, and silica sand is about 75 to 85% is present in the green sand, clay is 10 to 20% and the water is 3 to 8%. If needed, the additives like coal dust, wood floor etc. are added separately with the green sand. So from the name we can assume that the sand is like green color. No, that is wrong. We know there is no tiger in the tiger biscuit. That's how the green sand is not green. So why it is called green sand? Because the green sand contains most of the moisture content itself. That's why it is called green sand. So what are the properties of the green sand? So green sand have good plasticity and moldability property. It has adequate strength in wet condition. It has high permeability. It is also reusable and economical. So these are the good properties of the green sand. Where it is used for very small and medium sized casting. So it is not used for large casting, and most common molding sand in foundries is green sand. So green sand is the most used sand in the metal casting process. In this figure we can see these are the sand, molding sand, or we can assume that these are the green sand. This is the green sand casting. The next one is dry sand. So dry sand is prepared from green sand. So firstly we prepare green sand, and after we bake the green sand and dried it in an oven, that is called dry sand. So dry sand is like green sand, but the moisture content is less or very low in the dry sand. What are the characteristics? It is higher strength than green sand. It is better surface finish, also less gas generation. And when we are baking the green sand, most of the gases are getting out from the green sand. Also the moisture content is getting near about 0. That's why the dry sand generates less gas. What are the advantages? It is suitable for heavy and thick castings, better dimensional accuracy. Because it has been baked in oven, that's why we are getting better dimensional accuracy. So in large iron and steel castings, dry sand is used, and where high mold strength is required, dry sand is used. The next is loam sand. Loam sand contains very high percentage of clay, near about 50% with the sand. So here the clay is 30 to 50%, remaining portion is sand, and water and organic materials are added separately, and we are getting the loam sand. So the clay percentage in loam sand is very high. That's why it has very high strength. So what are the properties? Very high plasticity, low permeability, very high plasticity. It has very high plasticity, but it has low permeability because it contains 30 to 50% clay content. That's why the permeability is very low. The bond is very dense, and also it can withstand high temperatures. So what are the applications? Very large and heavy castings such as machine beds, cylinders, large pipes are created using loam sand. So using loam sand we are creating very large casting, or we are doing very large casting process. Next is facing sand. So facing sand is very simple sand. It is nothing but the sand that directly comes in contact with the molten metal. So it has high purity silica sand, clay and carbonaceous materials. So facing sand is mainly the fresh sand, fresh silica sand. Sometimes clay are added. So when we are pouring molten metal into the mold cavity, these are the facing sand. These are the facing sand. These are the facing sand. The facing sand is coming contact with the molten metal. So these are the fresh sand. These are the fresh green sand is filled in contact with the pattern, and this facing sand surrounds the cavity. The rest are filled with used sand. So the cost is minimized. So these are the fresh created molding sand, and rest are filled with the used sand. This is the facing sand. So it has high refractoriness, good surface finish, resistance to metal penetration. This is the green sand, or it can be dry sand, or it can be loam sand. So facing sand is the sand that directly comes in contact with molten metal. So firstly we put the pattern on the molding box, then we filled with fresh molding sand surrounding the pattern, and rest of the portion are filled with the used sand. So in this process we are saving some money. We are saving some green sand or dry sand or loam sand. So functions: it protects casting surfaces, prevents defects like burn and fusion. So the fresh sand is called the facing sand. The next one is backing sand. So backing sand supports the facing sand and forms the bulk of the mold. So in this figure we can see these are the facing sand and rest are the backing sand. Rest are the backing sand. So backing sand is once used sand. So reused old sand contains less clay, cheaper and coarser. What are the functions? Provides mechanical support, reduces molding cost. So it saves some money. So here we are filling the contact area of the pattern with the fresh molding sand, and rest are the backing sand. This is very simple. The next one is blacking sand. So what is blacking sand? It is the special type of molding sand. It can be green sand, dry sand or loam sand, and with those kinds of sands we are adding coal dust, graphite or charcoal to get more surface finish, to get more strength. This is the blacking sand. So finely powdered carbon and sometimes mixed with silica sand and clay. So this is the blacking sand, because we are adding carbon, graphite, etc. So this sand looks like blackish color. So green sand is not green, but blacking sand is black. So what are the properties? It has high carbon content, high temperature resistance, smooth and fine texture, good thermal stability. So used in iron and steel casting, in large casting, particularly useful for heavy and high temperature castings, applied on green sand, dry sand molds or loam sand molds. This is the blacking sand. Next is system sand. So when we are doing machine molding, the sand is used system sand. So system sand is a uniform sand mixture used in mechanized foundries. So when the casting process is doing using machine, the molding sand is called system sand. So controlled composition, it has controlled composition, consistent moisture and clay content, and good flowability. So what are the advantages? Suitable for mass production, produces uniform quality castings, and easy mold recycling. So this is the system sand. Mainly it is used in machine molding. Next is parting sand. What is parting sand? So which keeps parts are separated. That is called parting sand. So in this figure we can see this is the parting line. So these are the green sand or dry sand or loam sand, whatever it can be. So in the joint we are using parting sand, fresh silica, only silica. The parting sand also is used when we are putting pattern. This is the pattern and this is the molding box. So parting sand is also used on the surface of the pattern. After using the parting sand, rest are filled with the molding sand. So molding sand has some additives, so that additives can stick with the pattern and the pattern removal can be difficulty. So the parting sand is used on the surface of the pattern, so the parting sand sticks with the molding sand and we can easily remove the pattern from the mold cavity. This is the parting sand. So it prevents sticking of mold hubs, pattern and mold flask surfaces. So it prevents sticking of the mold hubs, pattern and mold and flask surfaces. Every surfaces we are using parting sand. Common parting sands are silica sand, talc powder, or it can be wood ash. This is the parting sand. The next is core sand. So we are creating core using the molding sand. This is called core sand. So core sand is used for making cores that form internal cavities in castings. So what is core? Core is the part of the casting process we are using to create hollow surfaces or hollow portion inside the casting. So what is the composition? Silica sand, binders like clay, sodium silicate, resins, etc. and hardening agents. Also sometimes the minerals oils are used in core sand. So it has high strength after baking, good collapsibility and high refractoriness. What are the applications? In hollow casting and internal passages, the core sand is used. The next is oil sand. So this is the last topic or the last type of sand. So oil sand uses vegetable or mineral oil as a binder instead of water. So instead of water we are using oil in a good amount. So composition is fine silica sand, linseed oil or mineral oil, small amount of clay. These are the composition of oil sand. So the molding sand or the oil sand is oily, so it will not stick on the surface of the casting. So we will get the good surface finish using oil sand. So it has excellent surface finish, high strength after baking, low moisture defects. So here the moisture content is near about 0. That's why we will get low moisture defects. What are the applications? Small precision casting, non-ferrous metal casting can be created where smooth surface is required. Oil sand is used as molding sand. So in this video I have discussed about different types of molding sand. Hope this video was useful for you. Thank you for watching this video. For more updates, subscribe this channel and hit the bell icon.